Hi there. So I've had my bread, my starter sitting out after I fed it. It's right here. It sat with this cover loosely on top so that it's able to breathe, but that stuff can't get inside of it. Now what I'm going to do is start my bread. So I have just these plastic containers like this that have a cover that I can set loosely on top, but not fully close it. That way everything can breathe. And I'm going to take that guy and measure out 80 grams of each. 80 grams of flour, 80 grams of water, and 80 grams of starter. And mix that all together. And that's all my next step looks like. So I've got my flour here, and I'm all about keeping one dirty dish. So I always do my starter last. So I'm going to add in my 80 grams. And I'm just watching on my scale right here, which I zeroed out. So I took my scale, my food scale. It's on grams. I'm going to stick my container on there, and I'm measuring that out to 80 grams of flour. Again, you want to use grams instead of a measuring, like a cup or a tablespoon or what have you, because flour can get compressed. So when we measure in grams, we know exactly what we're getting every time. I've got 80 grams of flour in my container. Now I'm going to add 80 grams of water. So bring that up to 160 grams. And I'm really particular, and I didn't pre-measure my water. I'm just going to go through here and get it right up to 160, which it's at. And now finally, I'm going to add this 80 grams of active starter. So this is a little bit gloopier. Black is what I used in the last video. It's pretty runny. I'm just going to add that in here. And it smells beautiful and yeasty and wonderful. It makes me really happy. If you've ever done like a brewery tour, it smells kind of like that, or a distillery tour. You can smell all that yeast working to create the alcohol that's in there. That causes all the bubbles. CO2 causes the bubbles. So I'm just about there. I need about 10 more grams. And I get it on the, there we go. So I'm at 240. You can see here, it's kind of all mixed together. I'm going to mix that up with my spoon or maybe my hand. It depends. I want to keep my hands clean. So I just mix it up with my spoon. It's the shaggy wet dough. And what I do with that then is just set that aside. And I'll let that rest anywhere from, depending on what time I start it, I'll let it rest in the morning through to the evening. Or if I start it at night, I might wait until the following night to deal with it. I found the directions that I originally used said to wait 12 hours. But I've found that my bread gets a little bit airier if I wait 24 hours. Really depends on the timing of my day though. If I can't get, if I don't have time in the morning to be able to knead it and everything, and I started it the morning before, I just wait a little bit longer. So I watch that. I'm going to let this rest. Take this cover, set that on top. I close it a little bit, but not all the way. And that just sits out on my counter. My starter is going to go into my fridge and just rest for another week until I'm ready to bake again. And what I did here is going to create me 2 loaves of bread. So 2 bread pans, or I'll take one and put it in a banneton, which you'll see later. A wicker basket that lets it proof in there. But that's about it.